There is a truth about people that is often only understood in hindsight. Not everyone who walks beside you is actually with you. And the painful part is not the discovery itself, but realizing how long it went unnoticed. Because some presences are not what they appear to be. They look like loyalty, they sound like support, they feel like consistency. But underneath it, many of them are built on something far more conditional: convenience. They stay while you are moving forward. They stay while you are shining. They stay while you have something to offer, but not necessarily while you are simply you without the external value they can extract or benefit from. And that is where the illusion begins to break. False closeness is never really exposed in good times. Anyone can remain present when things are going well. When there is energy, opportunity, stability, or advantage, presence is easy. But the real test of connection never happens in comfort. It happens when conditions change, when benefits disappear, when the environment is no longer favorable, when there is nothing left to gain. That is when things become clear. Because when the light fades, what looked like closeness often reveals itself as something temporary. And without noise, without explanation, without confrontation, those presences begin to disappear. Not because something dramatic happened, but because nothing was keeping them there anymore. Some people are not connected to your well-being, they are connected to your usefulness. And that distinction is subtle at first. They may appear supportive, they may show interest, they may be consistently present, but consistency alone is not proof of loyalty. Sometimes it is simply a reflection of what they receive in return. And when that exchange is no longer beneficial, the connection quietly weakens. This is why so many people struggle to see it early, because at the beginning everything can look genuine. Effort can look like care, attention can look like concern, presence can look like loyalty. But time reveals intention. The problem is that even when signs begin to appear, many people choose not to acknowledge them, not because they are unaware, but because awareness carries emotional weight. Accepting that someone close to you may not be real in the way you believed is difficult. It means revisiting trust. It means questioning judgment. It means admitting that you misread something important, and that discomfort often leads to avoidance. So instead of ending what no longer feels genuine, many people extend it. They rationalize it. They normalize it. They stay longer than they should, even when something internally already feels off. But loyalty is not defined by stability alone. It is defined by how it behaves under change. True loyalty does not shift with circumstances. It does not depend on advantage. It does not depend on benefit. It does not depend on what someone can gain from you. It is steady. It is silent. It is not always comfortable because it sometimes requires presence even when nothing is being offered in return. And it does not disappear when conditions become inconvenient. That is what separates conviction from convenience. Learning to see that difference is not easy. It takes experience, reflection, and often disappointment. Because it is not about assuming the worst in everyone. It's about learning to observe without illusion, to listen beyond words, to notice patterns in behavior, especially when circumstances change, to understand what remains when there is no longer anything to gain. And that kind of awareness is not suspicion, it is clarity. Because in the end, not everyone will stay for the same reasons, and not every presence is built on the same foundation. Some are built on connection, others on the opportunity. And over time, those differences always reveal themselves, which is why it is often better to walk alone than to be surrounded by presences that only exist under certain conditions. Because when you need clarity the most, false company does not just leave quietly, it leaves a gap where certainty used to be. And although that can feel empty at first, it eventually becomes something else. Not emptiness, but understanding. And once you see it clearly, you no longer confuse closeness with loyalty. You start recognizing intention behind presence, and you begin to move with more awareness, not fear, just clarity. If you love this video, make sure to like this and subscribe to this channel for more content like this.